What's going on, people? Today I'll be continuing my Captain America movie reviews with Captain America Civil War, and I got that coming up for you next. So Captain America Civil War just came out in 4K, Ultra HD, and since this is Marvel, I am separating the movie review from the Blu-ray or 4K review just because of the fact that I love talking about Marvel and DC. So if you like this video, I actually do this a lot. Subscribe down here so I can tell you when those videos come out, and comment down below if you have any strong feelings about Civil War, and just tell me what you guys thought about it. Getting into the movie itself, though, this was directed by Anthony and Joe Russo, and it stars Chris Evans, Robert Downey Jr., Scarlett Johansson, Sebastian Stan, and my God, a whole lot of people. Too many to count. Yeah, this was a big movie, and a lot of people even said, with them tackling the Civil War comic book, because it was huge in the comic books when it came out, and why would you tack on this Captain America name to it? And even I wondered that myself. You know, how is this a Captain America story with everybody that is in this movie? We'll get into it, but I very much do feel like this is a Captain America story, along with a very good Iron Man story, and a pretty good Scarlet Witch story and Vision story. Listen, this movie does an expert job at juggling characters, and even though a few do get they fall by the wayside, you can't focus on all of them, they do a great job with the characters that they do focus on. And I do feel like everybody by the end of this movie gets at least one time to show that they have the chops to be there, and they get their moment, and that is something that takes talent to do. The Russo brothers, they were at their high when they made Civil War, because they were coming off of the Winter Soldier, and that movie was just a real different place for Marvel to go, and people wanted more of that. So expectations were high for this, especially because of the fact that they were taking that Civil War story arc that so many people know in the comic books, and they just delivered here. I love the drama that is at the core of this movie. I love the reason that this is a civil war between the Avengers. I just really, really get into the conflict here. The two sides, they are right in their own way. You have Iron Man here, where he believes that the Avengers have gone too far, and there have been casualties during their avenging, as he calls it. And Tony is a character that constantly feels like he has to atone for his previous life, and because of that, it makes sense that he feels like the Avengers would need to get put in check and be governed by our government. And then you have Cap, and just Cap is from a different time where things were just a lot more simple, and he realizes that things aren't that way anymore, and he stands for that opposite side, that side that says that yes, there were casualties, but when you are in war, there are always going to be casualties. But that doesn't mean that our free will should be taken away from us. And can you trust the government to make the right decisions? And if they don't, would we be able to go against them? And that is the main conflict here. It is so well done that it is amazing to me that you can stuff this many characters in a movie and have such a dramatic core. On top of that, you want to introduce not one, but two new characters to the MCU that both of them are done so well here that they have their own spin-off movies that have been so successful. You know, Black Panther and Spider-Man are just great characters that are so well done here. Specifically, Black Panther. I really do like his arc and why he does side with Iron Man. Even though he might be a wild card here, you know, everybody kind of pulls their punches, but he is out for blood. He definitely has a reason for that. You know, he's hunting Bucky, and he thinks that Bucky killed his father, so you definitely see his side of things, but you see Bucky's too. As you learn, Bucky didn't have anything to do with it, and you know, you definitely see how people can get played and be manipulated by their anger. And I just love how that whole entire arc plays out in this movie. And even though that Spider-Man, you know, he doesn't get the same amount of attention in this movie that Black Panther does, you definitely, you get that taste of what Spider-Man would become. And, he also, you know, you just get enough to leave you satisfied with who this version of Spider-Man will be. So many characters in this movie are fixed because of the Russo brothers and their course correction on them. Specifically Tony Stark in this movie, he became such a unlikable character in Age of Ultron and in Iron Man 3, in my opinion. So, I was Team Cap all the way when I watched this the first time around, but then I felt myself really seeing both sides and, not fully going on Tony's side, but at least empathizing with him, and I feel like that's really important. And I just have to commend the Russos for that. And along with that, you have Wanda, who really, I didn't hate her in Age of Ultron, but I didn't necessarily get to know her either. You get to know a lot more about her here. And a lot more about Vision as well. And just a lot more about Cap and Bucky's relationship. There is a lot in this movie, and the juggling act is so perfect. And with the human drama that is here, I do have to give it a 10 out of 10. And that is why I didn't give The Winter Soldier a 10 out of 10. I actually feel like the drama from that movie is just escalated here with the relationship between Cap and Bucky, and just the conflict and the politics in this movie just take it up a notch for me, and I really just enjoy watching this. So guys, I am going to be getting into Civil War in 4K Ultra HD right after this video. I am actually going to record it, so it'll get to you guys real soon. And then I have to talk about Alien, and I have also checked out Black Hawk Down and Hellboy for you guys. Those are coming out right after Alien. I have a whole lot coming out for you guys. So, if you are excited about all of that, subscribe down below. And I thank all of you for watching. You guys are awesome. I don't even have to say it because you know it. And I will see all of you next time.